hearing them spreading the word, right? Of, oh, this is glorious. Jesus was born. It's like the start of the spreading of this good word, right? The start of this movement exists. And hearing that and hearing Cedar's reflection and hearing Paul, you know what kind of came to my mind? What my life was like. And then also the moment, what was my life was like up until, but also the moment when I connected with people connected to this movement that was already building right before I came involved. And I'll never forget the pivotal moment for me when I truly was like, this is it. I went to different gatherings of different organizations, trying to understand, I had this political awakening, so to speak, in end of 2016, 2017, going into that. And I just knew something wasn't right, but nobody was giving me the clear answers. It was a very limited viewpoint or understanding. And I'm just like, this just doesn't fit. Like this whole left wing versus right wing or the political parties or the whatever. I heard a lot of that. It just something didn't feel right. And then I connect with organizations like Put People First PA, through that, the Homeless Union, through that, the folks here at Kairos Center, and watching this video clip of Martin Luther King Jr. and hearing his fight for human rights and the organizing of poor people across lines of division, and why a poor people's campaign was important and who held the power. Us poor folk. I grew up believing I had no power, right? And so for me, like what I'm taking away is we've got to spread the word. I mean, think about it. I'm like, 48 now? I only just found out about y'all in 2017. That was only about 8 years ago. Wish I would have known about y'all even before that. So there's a lot more me's out there that haven't heard about us yet, that we need to bring them in, because this will mean just as much to them as it does to each one of us. And so we've got to spread the word about this movement, that this movement is building. This movement has been birthed, and now it is growing. We are building a movement to abolish poverty, to abolish the system, to take down the empire that is oppressing us both here and abroad. When I woke up the other day, early morning, to get ready for work, and I always get on my phone as I'm drinking my coffee, trying to wake up, and I see the news of what our empire did in regards to Venezuela, and that like instantaneously broke my heart. I'm just like, not again. This isn't something new. It's not like it's just a Trump thing, much like how you heard Paul share, right? Like this ever growing attacks on the poor is one administration after another. They just piggyback after another because it's the system. And so this is just them, the United States empire, taking the next step further, and just thinking about whenever I've connected with folks that are organizing in their nations, right? We just heard Cedar talk about Ireland. A lot of what I've heard them share and say to me personally, like one-on-one and communications, and if I'm not mistaken, I've heard other revolutionaries here share that one of the best things we could do for our international working class brothers and sisters is to organize a revolution here. This empire is just, it has too much control and power, and it has to be taken down and put in the hands of the working class for us all across the globe to have freedom and liberation. And we got to not be afraid. We've got to like share the truth. There are so many out there. I can see it. I can feel it. Just, active on social media, active talking in my community every day. There are so many out there that would come on board if they knew the truth, if we connected with them. We should be hungry out there every day talking to our community members. I can't help myself but spread the good word. That's why I love that one of the songs that we played at the beginning where it's like, go tell it on the mountain. We got to organize. I love that song. I was there the day that was performed. I love that. That touched me. I listen to that song all the time to process and reflect my conversations with my community members, because so many of them are waiting for us. We are the ones that are going to save us. Ain't no politician, ain't none of them going to come and save us. They're going to try to fight back, and we've got to be organized. And as Paul said, we got to keep rising up. They knock us down, get back up. They knock us down, get back up. And that's what we got to do. And we got to keep moving forward, and we got to identify other leaders, and we got to make sure that we incorporate leadership development, and we're coming together across lines of division, and we got to be patient, and we got to like share love with one another, and we got to like build projects of survival so that we can help each other survive in these harsh times while simultaneously organizing to take this empire down. That's what we need to do.